Now it's time for Ask Dr. Love with Dr. Jamie Turndorf, the #1 relationship advice radio show in the U.S. Brought to you by MembrasinLife.com, the #1 vaginal moisture supplement.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ask Dr. Love. I'm Dr. Jamie Turndorf. My pleasure to be with you again this week. And we have a nice welcome hello to two new stations that have joined the Ask Dr. Love syndication: Los Angeles and San Bernardino, California, KCAA, Tuesdays 7 to 8 a.m. And also we added KKNW in Seattle, Washington, Mondays 4 to 5 p.m. So today we're having a quick chat with the lovely Wendi Coombs. She is the sponsor for the Ask Dr. Love show. Membrasin Life Sciences is my sponsor, as you know, and Wendi Coombs is their, I don't know how else to say it. She's the face of the operation. She has a background in account management and customer service spanning more than 30 years. And she's been part of the Membrasin Life Sciences team for the past 4 years. And she had firsthand experience with vaginal dryness and the benefits of SBA 24. And that fueled her passion for educating women of all ages that they don't have to simply endure the pain and limitations that feminine dryness can impose. And Membrasin Life Sciences is determined to help end the stigma surrounding vaginal dryness and get women talking more openly about this very real issue. Membrasinlife.com is the website. And of course, I have neglected to use my code LOVE for 15% off your first order. So welcome back, Wendi.
Thank you, Dr. Turndorf. It's so good to be here with you again.
Oh, good. So we were talking before we went on air about the hot water that I got into, right? With my New York City station, giving me a lot of gaff about discussing this topic and telling me that I couldn't say the word vagina on air. And essentially I was thrown out of the New York station. There's just no other way to say it. And I refused, as you know, to succumb to that censorship. And so I thought we would talk a bit about that for a second. It's really a tragedy, you know, that we're experiencing this kind of censorship in this day and age.
It really is, Jamie. And, you know, from a woman's health perspective, we really don't address the situation of vaginal dryness openly at all. A lot of women are even hesitant to talk to their gynecologist about it. And there's really not a lot of dialogue. And so one thing that we really want to do as a company is start the conversation and get women recognizing that this is a very real situation that affects women of all ages. We deal with women in their 20s all the way up to their 80s. Because vaginal dryness is a situation caused by more than just menopause. It's probably the most common, but it can be any woman for any number of reasons. And the traditional remedies for this issue aren't always accepted by every woman. And so as a nutritional supplement, we are really focused on women's health and helping women to live their best lives, not just, you know, in the bedroom, which is important. And we know that, particularly for that menopausal group. Kids are out of the house. It's you and your spouse, you and your partner. And intimacy, as you well know, can be an incredibly important part to a successful relationship. And there's nothing wrong with talking about that and addressing that. But in addition to that, you know, we have customers who rode horses or like to cycle or play tennis or garden. And because of the dryness and the extent of it for some of these women, they're missing out on the things that they enjoy the most. So it is very frustrating as a woman and, as part of our society to not be able to address a very real and very important health issue that so many of us face. So I admire your willingness to, stick up for women, not just for Membrasin Life Sciences and for our products, but for women in general, and help and be that voice to help us, like I said, start the conversation and not be afraid to say things that, vagina, it's a part of our body. It's an amazing part of our body. And we're very proud of the products that we provide for women in the United States and Canada. And truly, this product has been available throughout Europe for over 25 years. And so kudos to you. And we're very proud to be your sponsor for the Ask
Aw,
Dr. Love show.
that's wonderful. And the thing I also wanted to say, we discussed this in passing. One of the things that I took heat for was people should just talk to their doctors about it. And I said, it is precisely the fact that you think this is such a taboo topic that I can't discuss it with my audience is the same kind of thinking that makes women feel unable to speak about it with their doctors.
Right. And actually, there are a couple of articles on our blog that give some really helpful tips and pointers on how to talk about vaginal dryness with your physician. And, we all have a different take on this. Physicians are different across the board. And some will recommend natural or, healthier, alternatives. Some are still going to, recommend hormone replacement therapies for this issue. And that's great for some women, but not all of us either feel comfortable taking hormones, and some of us can't for one reason or another.
But also,
And
Wendy,
so,
why take them if you have a natural alternative that is going to help your symptoms without any possible risk? Why go for the big guns? You always want to try the more conservative approach first.
we see that more and more. And I think our society really has kind of gone towards a more natural, clean, option in the way we live our life. And that's amazing. It's good for us. It's good for our planet. And, but there are some women who Membrasin may not work for them because of their situation. But I don't know if we talked about this before, but all of our products have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. And if you try our product and it doesn't work for you, if it's not right for you, you can contact our customer support team and request a full refund. That is how confident we are and how much we believe in our product. And really, all you have to do is read the customer reviews that we have both on our website and on Amazon to know that this works for an awfully lot of women. And it's providing benefits even beyond, additional vaginal moisture.
Well, the thing is, too, you were saying, when you have vaginal dryness, you can't ride a bike, you can't ride your horse, you can't perform sports. This kind of disability is so depressing. And we talk about wanting to prolong our lives. Depression just depletes the immune system. It affects relationships so drastically. So this product is way beyond just helping you have better sex, right?
Exactly. Because,
Better
as a
life.
woman, I want to feel good and I want to enjoy. I often say that I turned 50 and my life began, kids were out of the house and I have this wonderful relationship with my spouse, and I don't want to let my lack of confidence in the bedroom affect that relationship. And it can. We see it all the time. And in fact, Jamie, we have a lot of our customers that reach out to us, that call us, are actually men who are so much in love with their partner, and they are so concerned about the discomfort and the pain that they're enduring for their own satisfaction. They
Yes.
want to help them. And I think that
Yes.
is so beautiful.
Yes. And, a man
It's
said
so
that
good.
to me, and he said, I was feeling guilty to hurt her, and I developed impotence as a result. Or it
Absolutely.
also was affecting the man. Maybe I'm not doing it right. And so she's not lubricating because of me. It hurts men too, this problem.
It does.
When you and I could talk, we could talk a lot, a very long time. But I mean, maybe you'll be back, I think, if you can come back the last Thursday in May. But of course,
Absolutely.
we'll be speaking before then. And so it's membrasinlifesciences.com.
No, membrasinlife.com.
Membrasinlife.com. And use code LOVE for 15% off your first order. And I just love seeing you.
I love
what
being
you're
here,
doing.
Jamie.
All right,
It is
honey.
a pleasure. And I'm so appreciative of your passion for, not just relationships, but for women. And,
That's right.
and
I mean,
we're a big part of those relationships.
we are, and I'm glad we're little warriors together. So I'll see you next time. And you
Perfect.
take great care.
Thank you, Jamie. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, it's Dr. Jamie Turndorf here. Are you feeling stressed out or suffering panic attacks, aches and pains or stiff muscles, low energy, angry outbursts, or disturbed sleep? Or are you worried or depressed or feeling hopeless, like the world is coming to an end? Or you're not eating right or exercising or falling into self-damaging or addictive behaviors like binging on junk food, TV, or the internet? Or abusing drugs or alcohol, figuring what's the point? Or maybe work is getting on your last nerve, or your relationships are falling apart. If you said yes to any of my questions, you are likely suffering what I call the new global PTSD pandemic stress syndrome triggered by the coronavirus pandemic. Don't despair. My energetic system upgrade is your rescue remedy for the panic epidemic that is plaguing our world. The energetic system upgrade has already changed the lives of some of today's top leaders. Now you can experience your own energetic system upgrade healing transformation. I'm offering a limited number of discounted sessions for my radio listeners. Visit AskDrLove.com/energetic system upgrade. Don't wait. Visit AskDrLove.com/energetic system upgrade. Attention, ladies. Dryness is canceled. Are you tired of dealing with painful sex due to vaginal dryness? Are you ready to get back on your bike or hit the tennis court with your girlfriends without having to worry about the discomfort caused by dryness? Whether it's menopause related, medication related, or something you've just dealt with for so long that you've accepted it as a fact of life, Membrasin Life Sciences may be your long-awaited answer. A nutritional supplement taken daily that is completely estrogen-free and clinically studied, Membrasin Vitality Pearls have helped over 500,000 women worldwide take their lives back. Just check out the 3,000-plus customer reviews on Amazon. Visit membrasinlife.com to learn more and use code LOVE for 15% off your first month. Give it 90 days and say goodbye to vaginal dryness.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ask Dr. Love. We're streaming live on YouTube, and people have asked me if I cannot be live in the studio or watching the live stream, how can I catch the recording? So you go to AskDrLove.com, and a couple of days after the live stream, you will see the TV show version, and you will be able to grab the live stream podcast version from the show page right under the radio tab. So you look for this particular show or any show you want to catch up on, and it'll be there for you. And then, of course, you can grab you can listen live the following week through all my terrestrial stations, which are listed under the radio tab as well. So I promised for the rest of the show that I would answer the questions that have come into my site. And I always love to hear from everybody. I love to hear your questions. I wish I could answer everyone, and I'm going to do my best to do so on air. And again, I'm going to say anything you want to tell me, your thoughts, your feelings, your reactions to anything that happens on the show, write to me at Ask Dr. Love. Tell me anything you're thinking or feeling. I want to hear from you. No negative feelings. There's nothing negative or bad. You're mad at me, whatever it is, just bring it on and tell me what you're thinking. All right. So here's the first question. Hi, Dr. Love. I am a 24-year-old woman. I'm also not going to change how the letters are written. I'm not going to correct them. I'll just read them as they came. I'm a 24-year-old woman from a conservative country where sex is a taboo, currently in a relationship since 6 years. A few years back, when our relationship was of 2 years, I was moving out of my hometown to some other far place for further study. So my boyfriend told me to have sex because he was insecure if I go away with him, I would leave him. But I consoled him that I love him and I would never, ever do that. But he was constantly asking me and said, I go without sex, he would leave the relationship. But I went to college. Without doing it there, he used to talk to me rudely and angrily, but did not leave me. On the other hand, he was angry and upset. I agreed to have intimate relationship after returning from college in the next few months. I came back during the holidays and we did it. But today, after 4 years, it is haunting me all of a sudden, and I feel bad, though he didn't leave me and says he will marry me. But I feel bad that maybe he didn't love me or he was just into sex. I feel disturbed and depressed. Please help me out. Thank you. Well, one thing that really rang a bell for me is that he threatened you. If you don't give him sex, he will leave you. That in and of itself infuriated me when I heard that, because that's psychological blackmail. And we never want to give in to someone's psychological blackmail, ever. And I get when you love someone, the inclination is to say, I don't want to lose you, I'll give in. But what is that saying about the relationship if the person has to strong arm you in that way? Now, the other thing I noticed is you seem to be saying that 4 years after having given in and having sex with your boyfriend, you are suddenly now feeling haunted and you worry that he didn't love you and you fear that he just wanted to have sex but didn't love you. And he says he will marry you. But for me, the elephant in the room is, why hasn't he married you? It's 4 years since you had sex. So what's he waiting for? And I'm wondering if you've spoken to him about this and asked him what his thoughts are regarding when he wants to marry. And I don't think you would be feeling disturbed and depressed if he was giving you the right feeling, if he reminded you often that he loves you and he plans to marry you when X, Y, or Z happens. So is he waiting to finish higher education? Is he waiting to have a job? You really do need to talk to him. And I'd like you to write me back when you get more information after you ask him the questions. And, feelings and concerns fester in the darkness of silence, of inadequate information. So you need to get more information. But I think also you need to honor this feeling inside yourself that you feel sad and depressed, because I think you may also be angry at him that he put an ultimatum on you and kind of pressured you to go against your religious upbringing. And so the anger that you're not acknowledging is morphing into feeling depressed. And I think that's the bigger issue here in this relationship, that you don't feel like an equal party. He's strong-arming you and you don't really feel secure in his love. So talk more and also do some soul searching, because this relationship may not be the right relationship for you. And lastly, you want to look at yourself a bit more and study why it is that you are so willing to let your arm be twisted, to let anyone, even someone you love, push you off of your center and pressure you and manipulate you into doing what you don't want to do. There's some growth there that needs to happen on your part. Okay, so I've given you a lot to do and a lot to think about, and I hope this is helpful for you. And, everyone, when you write a question into me at the site, I send back an email telling you which show I'm going to answer your question in. And I understand a lot of people can't come into the live studio because I'm broadcasting at a time when many people are working, but you can catch the recorded show, right? And then watch or listen to what I say. And if you have further questions that you'd like to ask me about what I said, then just email me back and we can have a conversation back and forth. All right. Because, this is a little awkward. Usually when you're talking in real time, I'm able to say, did you mean that? Do you mean that? Not this? Yes, that. Right. So that's why I always encourage you, if you've sent me a question, if you can get into the live studio and clarify my questions in real time, it's more dynamic. See what I mean? All right, everybody. So did you notice during the break, by the way, I ran with my computer out to the other side of my house? We're in the middle of a huge torrential rain and it was flooding my man-made stream. So I had to turn the pump on. And now I'm going to go back. You're going to see me moving with my computer to go back and make sure that I'm not having an overflow. All right, so we're going to take a break. And when we come back, I'm going to answer another question. Be back with you in a moment.
Hi, it's Dr. Jamie Turndorf. Did you know only one stress, one accident, or one illness can trigger PTSD? And did you know that all the stress associated with the pandemic has created what I call the new global PTSD pandemic stress syndrome? And don't be so quick to say, I don't have PTSD, because many conditions like depression, anxiety, pain syndrome, sleep disorders, and sexual dysfunctions are PTSD in disguise. And don't be fooled. Even after the pandemic is behind us, your PTSD will not go away by itself. Hope is in sight. In my latest book, If You Think You Don't Have PTSD, Think Again, I share a simple, research-backed, drug-free program for reversing the new global PTSD pandemic stress syndrome, a solution your doctor doesn't likely know about. Read If You Think You Don't Have PTSD, Think Again today and be on the road to recovery right away.
If You Think You Don't Have PTSD, Think Again became a #1 international bestseller within 24 hours of its publication. Grab your copy on Amazon and find out why.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen, dryness is canceled. Have the events in your bedroom become less than eventful? Is libido a thing of your past? Enter Membrasin Vitality Pearls, the #1 selling vaginal moisture supplement. Let's hear what some real customers are saying. Finally! So happy to feel relief from the dryness I was experiencing. 58 years young and so happy to be intimate with my husband again, says Gail. And from Mr. S. I imagine you don't get many reviews from men, but after searching for something, anything that would help with my wife's dryness, we found Membrasin. It's been about 4 months now, and what a difference it has made, not only for her comfort, but also for her libido. We've been enjoying each other almost daily. Don't let dryness and painful sex limit your relationship. Give Membrasin Vitality Pearls a try for 90 days. Visit membrasinlife.com for more information and use code LOVE for 15% off your first month.
Welcome back to Ask Dr. Love. I'm Dr. Jamie Turndorf, and this is the time in the show where I'm answering your questions. So this question came in from Maureen. Hi, my name is Maureen. I was with my boyfriend on a vacation a week ago. We are both in a long distance relationship. After the vacation, we both went to our different countries. He has not spoken to me since we both left the airport. I kept on texting and calling, but no answer. The last message he wrote to me, he said that I need a little time to figure out how we're going to move forward from here. I don't know what that means since we never had issues. We made the best of our trip. No sign of stress during our stay together. How should I take his statement? Is he still in his relationship? Is he still in this relationship? Or is there no hope? It's been a week now and no word from him. I need help to understand what I should do. Thank you. Well, I understand why you are confused. To me, the most important question I need answered is whether this was the first vacation you ever took together. If that's true, then the time you spent together may have intensified his feelings. And his statement, he needs to figure out how you're going to move forward from here, means he's trying to figure out how he can take the relationship to the next level. One aspect of the male gender role is that men like to figure things out on their own. And then they come back and tell you after the problem is solved. That's the traditional male gender role way. So in this case, if he's more like a traditional male, he's trying to work out the strategic problems of how he could be with you in his mind, or trying to come up with a practical way of solving your long distance dilemma. He doesn't understand that handling the issue this way leaves you in the dark. You obviously have no clue what's going on in his head, what he's working on. You don't know. You have every right to say to him, I don't know how to interpret what is happening with you. If you're trying to figure out how to move forward with the relationship, this involves me, and I'm entitled to know what your thoughts and feelings are. If we are in a relationship still, then that means we need to talk about what's going on, even if there are no immediate solutions or answers. In the silence, I'm left to wonder if we are still a couple or not. That's the message that he needs to get from you. If you know that he reads texts, then text him or email or leave a voicemail message. Whatever way you need to get that message out to him, he needs to hear that. All right? It's not easy being in a relationship, and people have so much to learn about how to practice what I call partial identification, which is put yourself in the other person's emotional shoes and don't say or do anything that is going to be damaging to not only the other person in your relationship, but yourself as well. You hurt the other, you hurt yourself. So you want to always be thinking, how's she going to feel, or how's he going to feel if I do this, if I go silent, if I leave her in the dark? He's lost connection with you, and he needs to develop partial identification, as we all do, to have good relationships. Okay, here's the next question. Hello, I have been in a relationship for 2 years, and I lied about my Facebook account. She told me to delete it several times, but I lied and kept using it. I still love her. She had blocked me from all sites and doesn't want to see me or meet me. Can you best advise me what I can do? I still love her. Okay, so you're in a big bind. You lied to her and you broke her trust. Now, she seemed to think that you were using your Facebook account to flirt with other women. And if she felt jealous or threatened that you would cheat on her, she should have spoken to you about how she felt rather than told you what you should do. This is a common mistake that people make in relationships. Instead of emotionally communicating and listening and understanding each other's feelings, people convert their feelings into actions and edicts. You have to shut your account down. When another person issues orders, it makes the receiver of that order feel like a parent is telling him or her what to do. And this immediately arouses angry feelings in the receiver. Now, it looks to me like you, rather than discussing your feelings, reacted like a child, and you went into action by saying yes, but lying. This is a classic kid behavior. The kid lies in order to avoid the parent's anger or punishment. But of course, the lying only kicks the can down the road, and the parent, or in this case, your girlfriend, becomes more angry when she realizes you lied. Now, unfortunately, your lying to her reinforced and exacerbated her lack of trust in you. She felt if you lied about removing your profile, you must have been lying and cheating on her with other women. So you see how we get into relationship hot water by acting on our feelings rather than talking about them. So in this case, she acted on her fear that you were cheating on her, and she issued orders. She went into action. You acted on your angry feeling to be told what to do by going into action and lying. The only hope here, the only way to dig yourselves out is to speak honestly. Now, it may not work since a lot of trust bridges have been burned. But if you want to try to talk to her, then you would have to ask her if she would be open to having a conversation in which you talk to her about what you have come to understand is your errors. So you would have to take full ownership and not say, can we talk about what you did wrong and what I did wrong? My errors in this situation. Generally, people will be interested in talking to you when the finger's not pointed at them and it's being pointed at you. And if she says yes, then tell her what I just said. Take full ownership of the fact that you lied. And if I'm right, you could say that you didn't handle her feelings or your feelings properly. Ask her if you are correct that she was afraid that you would cheat through your Facebook account. And if she says yes, then say, so if I understand, your fear caused you to tell me to shut the account down. And then I didn't handle my feelings around being told what to do in a proper way. I felt like I was a kid being told what to do, and I got angry. And then I said, yes, I'd shut it down, but I didn't shut it down, acting like a rebellious kid, not because I wanted to use the account to cheat, but because now I was reacting to the order you issued. I love you. I don't want to lose you. And I'd like us to start over and promise each other that we will work together to talk about how we feel and not go into action. And that means when I say or do something that doesn't feel right, that I would like you to tell me what I said or did, not tell me what to do. And I will do my best to listen and understand. And I would like you to do the same with me. Now, I'd like to hear how this works out, because many couples that I've worked with, gay, straight, young, old, bi, whatever it is, these kinds of techniques that I'm giving you have worked, have restored relationships after they've broken up or divorced. So it can be done, but you have to be willing to take full responsibility, not get defensive, listen to her thoughts and feelings, and you have a shot. Let me know how it goes. All right, we'll be back in a moment for more questions.
Attention, ladies, dryness is canceled. Are you tired of dealing with painful sex due to vaginal dryness? Are you ready to get back on your bike or hit the tennis court with your girlfriends without having to worry about the discomfort caused by dryness? Whether it's menopause related, medication related, or something you've just dealt with for so long that you've accepted it as a fact of life, Membrasin Life Sciences may be your long-awaited answer. A nutritional supplement taken daily that is completely estrogen-free and clinically studied, Membrasin Vitality Pearls have helped over 500,000 women worldwide take their lives back. Just check out the 3,000 plus customer reviews on Amazon. Visit membrasinlife.com to learn more and use code LOVE for 15% off your first month. Give it 90 days and say goodbye to vaginal dryness.
You're listening to Ask Dr. Love with Dr. Jamie Turndorf. If you yearn to get along better with your life partner or spouse, friends, family members, and even co-workers, Dr. Turndorf's best-selling Hay House book, Kiss Your Fights Goodbye, Dr. Love's 10 simple steps to cooling conflict and rekindling your relationship, shows you how to turn conflict into connection for a lifetime of lasting love. To find out more, visit AskDrLove.com. Once again, here's Dr. Turndorf.
Hello again, and welcome back to Ask Dr. Love. I'm Dr. Jamie Turndorf, and I'm answering your questions. Here's my next one. I got into a relationship with my boyfriend who is in the same friendship group as me. Our two female friends had to adjust with the change, however. One of them is incredibly close to him, and she's distanced from me and is very fake to me. Sometimes she's okay, but I still feel weird about their friendship. I know he wouldn't cheat on me with her, but I don't know why I just dislike them two together, going to the club or anywhere in general. I hate the fact that they bond better. I just don't know if this feeling is normal or how to cope with it. Okay, so the deal is you're feeling threatened by this other woman's feelings for your boyfriend. You sense that she is not a true friend to you. It seems that she is jealous of your romantic relationship with your boyfriend, and she's covering up how she feels by being fake. You know, like that phony sweet thing. Oh, hi. And you can feel underneath the sweetness is a lot of venom, the fakeness. So you trust your boyfriend, but you don't trust her, and with good reason. Listen to your instincts. I wouldn't put it past her to try to steal him from you. Now, you have two choices. You could talk to her and say that you have noticed a cold wind blowing from her towards you ever since you and your boyfriend became a couple, and you wonder if she has romantic feelings for him and whether she resents you for being with him. And then you could lean back and see what she says. And if she's honest, she'll admit the truth. And once the truth is on the table, the air should clear. Now, you could also not talk to her. And if you suspect that she's the type to really stab you in the back and make a play for him, you could choose option 2 and talk to him and alert your boyfriend to what you sense is going on with her, just so he can be on guard. It's a very touchy situation. I wish you luck. Let me know how it goes. All righty. Next question. I love your questions. You know this. It feels like I know each and every one of you, and I wish I just knew you a little more. So when you can, come into the live studio so we can chat more. Here's the question. There's a guy that's just come back into my life. I've known him since I was 14 or so. Apparently, I was his first love, and according to him, I am his favorite, whatever that means. He has told me he likes me and thinks I'm amazing, beautiful, all that kind of stuff. He lives about a 9-hour drive away from me and flies down to where I live frequently. We had been mainly chatting online and via text for some time, had phone calls as well. About 4 months, I was pretty sure where I stood with him and how he viewed me romantically by what he said in these online text convos. He asked me a few times if I was interested in going up to visit him. Personally, I preferred him to come here. There was flirtation at all times, more on his part than mine. I am more reserved. Finally, he came into town, hadn't been happening for no particular reason, and we arranged to meet up. I went to his place. I was fine with that as I already know him. I was there about 5 hours. We had no problems keeping the convo going, all good. On arriving there, he gave me the biggest, longest hug. And on leaving, same again. The type where you have your full body pressed against someone, arms around my waist, slowly moving up and down my back. Once outside, waiting for the cab, same kind of hug again. And he kissed me a couple of times, not full-on French kissing, but nice, prolonged, closed-mouth kisses. Definitely not how you'd kiss friends normally. And asked when he would see me again, and that he hoped it would be soon. Exchanged a couple of texts during the week, but he didn't ask me out. I wondered if that was something I should worry about, but eventually just asked him via text if he wanted to get together soon again, to which he said yes, and we sorted out a date and time. Talked to him on the phone a couple of days after that before the second date, a little flirtation. He said he'd see me next week, second date. Went over for the second date. He seemed super happy to see me. And on arrival, same long full body contact hugs, arms tight around my waist, squeezing, and a couple of kisses on the mouth whilst embracing. Dinner was good. And again, about 5 hours or so, no issues with convo. He did make some odd comment about how I'd meet a friend of his he was telling me about if I decided I wanted to hang around. What WTF does that mean? My response was, it depended on if he likes me, to which his reply was, yes, I like you. A friend of mine thought it might be a gauging comment. I have no idea how to interpret it. Eventually, he asked how we would be getting me home, and that was the end of the date. Goodbye was also the same as the last time, long hug and some kisses. He also makes some odd little noise when hugging me, happiness sound. I don't know. Some random comment about how we could do this regularly, followed by a comment about getting the neighbors talking, seeing him kissing a blonde girl, me, on his doorstep. Odd, but people say weird. I can't say this word. I know I did see you on the dance floor, or sooner was my, you said, see you on the dance floor or sooner was my awesome parting line. Duh. It's been 4 days and I haven't heard from him. And am I obsessing over nothing? Should I be concerned? It's not entirely unusual that 2 to 3 days go by without us texting each other. And to be fair, I haven't contacted him either. It didn't really concern me before, but now it does because I actually like him. And I'm getting into my head over things. The rhythm of our text online communication for the most part is the same. It may have slowed a little and become slightly less flirtatious since meeting IRL, but I put that down to no longer just having online text communications. He's extremely busy and also has mentioned feeling overwhelmed with no chance to rest, plus co-parents. He has a young son Friday through Sunday. May I please get your genuine advice as to what to think his intentions toward me are? I knew his being my doctor is problematic, but if he's willing to work around it, I am. Well, so this last remark about his being your doctor really threw me for a loop, because what does that mean? He lives 9 hours away and he's your doctor. And what kind of doctor is he? Your shrink, a medical specialist? You know, there are professional rules regarding dual relationships, and having personal relationships with a patient is a problem for a doctor. And it is often considered a violation of a professional license. So regarding where you stand with him, I have to say that I didn't get a clear sense that you like the man. The comment, see on the dance floor, sounded really casual. Now, you said in passing that you're reserved. Well, I bet he doesn't have a clue that you really do like him. I've spoken and written a lot over the years about men needing a great deal of green lights in order to make their move. If a woman doesn't give clear signals, most guys hang back. That's what I call the green lights. The green lights are verbal and nonverbal cues that the guy is free to approach you and won't be rejected. It's clear he cares for you. He's told you so. Now it's your move. Instead of asking how he feels about you, which we already know, tell the guy up front how you feel about him, and you'll be seeing and hearing a lot more from him. All righty? Green lights, and don't be hanging back so much. And you're going to be doing much better. And also, you're probably going to have to talk about the doctor thing and find out if that's holding him back as well. Be back with you in a moment on Ask Dr. Love.
You're listening to Ask Dr. Love with Dr. Jamie Turndorf. If your heart is still hurting over the bodily loss of your loved one, the reason is simple. We're not meant to be separated from those we love, and reconnecting is the only way to end the grief. But reconnecting and staying connected requires guidance. As a gift to her listeners, Dr. Turndorf is offering a limited number of discounted grief relief sessions to help you reestablish your relationship and resolve any unfinished issues. If you're ready to experience the healing and joy of reconnecting, visit AskDrLove.com/grief relief to schedule your session. But don't wait, space is limited. Visit AskDrLove.com/grief relief to find out more.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen, dryness is canceled. Have the events in your bedroom become less than eventful? Is libido a thing of your past? Enter Membrasin Vitality Pearls, the #1 selling vaginal moisture supplement. Let's hear what some real customers are saying. Finally, so happy to feel relief from the dryness I was experiencing. 58 years young and so happy to be intimate with my husband again, says Gail. And from Mr. S. I imagine you don't get many reviews from men, but after searching for something, anything that would help with my wife's dryness, we found Membrasin. It's been about 4 months now, and what a difference it has made, not only for her comfort, but also for her libido. We've been enjoying each other almost daily. Don't let dryness and painful sex limit your relationship. Give Membrasin Vitality Pearls a try for 90 days. Visit membrasinlife.com for more information and use code LOVE for 15% off your first month.
You're listening to Ask Dr. Love with Dr. Jamie Turndorf. If you can't stop crying over the bodily loss of a loved one, Dr. Turndorf's international #1 bestseller, Love Never Dies, How to Reconnect and Make Peace with the Deceased, shows you how to toss out the tissues and transform your grief into joy using her groundbreaking Dialoguing with the Departed technique that enables you to reconnect and even heal unfinished business with those in spirit. To find out more, visit AskDrLove.com. And now, back to Ask Dr. Love with Dr. Jamie Turndorf.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ask Dr. Love. I'm Dr. Jamie Turndorf, and I'm answering your questions, the questions you sent in to Ask Dr. Love. So here's the next one. Dear Dr. Love, I have met my boyfriend at my vacation job in the Netherlands in July 2020. We went on a couple of dates and started dating instantly. In the beginning, I felt so in love. We traveled a lot by train, spent a lot of time together, just normal couple things. With the beginning of October, I had to go back to my home country because I was in university. So as I went back, we had no other choice but to have a long distance relationship. We would meet every couple of weeks, but as time went by, I have started to notice a lot of things that I didn't like. He would comment on other girls' looks and say things like, F, ... I would so do her, or I wish that, babe, I wish I had that babe, or what an ass she has. Jesus, I didn't feel good, so I told him that he shouldn't say things like this. But he told me that it was nothing and I shouldn't worry. And I thought that maybe I was overreacting, so I let it go. On the next vacation in 2021, we went again to the same job. We thought it was a great idea because we already had friends there and the job was well paid, and he still would comment on other girls. And I don't know, it made me feel so insecure because I thought maybe I was lacking something. But the final straw was this situation. There was this girl he fancied before he met me, and he would talk with her a lot. But once I walked over to them, they stopped talking. I thought maybe I interrupted something. After she left, he admitted that he felt awkward and uncomfortable when I came to them. I didn't know what to say, so I just walked away. In that moment, I felt empty. I don't know how to explain my feelings, but I just didn't have any thoughts at that moment. What's more, right before we went to this job in 2021, we were watching a movie at home and I saw he was texting someone. He showed me that this girl wrote to him. And I was like, okay. But then I saw that he deleted the conversation with her. And I thought to myself, why would he do that? Another thing, when she would post pics on social media accounts, he would give her comments about her to me, like I should stand next to her, or it should be me who hugs her, or things like this. I admit these things really made me feel not enough. He constantly would say that he loved me, and he showed me that love in many ways, but he didn't change. I will say that not once did someone catch my eye throughout our relationship, and not once did I make such a comment. We broke up in December 2021. It was me who initiated things. I told him that I loved him, but I just didn't see a future with him. He didn't have any plans for himself. He wanted to live in the moment, and it bothered me. He didn't value money and saw it as something not worth worrying about. And it bothered me because I want a partner who will be able to provide for me and I for him. There were some other things, but to sum it all, he didn't take it well. It was a horrible couple of months. Now it's the end of April 2022, and I feel so much better. We write to each other sometimes, but not often. However, I keep stalking his social accounts, and I admit that there are times I feel jealous of other girls he spends time with. So I told you a piece of my story, and what I want to ask, do you think I made the right decision? Was I dramatizing too much? It was my first relationship with someone, and I'm in my mid-20s. We had some great moments, and I wouldn't change them at all. But did I make a right decision by giving up on something that I didn't think would last in the end? I'm asking because I still keep thinking about it, and I would really appreciate some advice on that. So yeah, I understand that you want me to confirm that you made the right decision to end it with this guy. So the bottom line is he wasn't giving you the right feeling. When we're in a relationship, we're not blind, and we're going to always be attracted to other people. So what? We don't broadcast our feelings about someone else to our partner. Telling you that he wanted to have sex with another woman was inconsiderate of your feelings. He rubbed his attractions in your face. There was a thoughtless, mean quality to his behavior. He seemed to be fishing for another woman, texting, erasing conversations, stopping talking when you approached him with another woman. It didn't feel like he was all in with you. But what most disturbs me is that he wasn't responsive to your feelings. When you told him that you were distressed by his behavior, when we care about another person, we do our best to be responsive to that person's feelings. He didn't do that. He behaved in a selfish, screw you kind of way. Your feelings apparently didn't matter. So the bottom line is, when a man wants to keep a woman, he makes her feel first. He did not do this at all. And as a result, you didn't get the right feeling and you made the right choice. But what concerns me is that you are second guessing yourself. Why would you doubt your decision? To doubt means that some part of you thinks that you should accept crumbs. Why would you doubt a decision that is self-affirming is a question that you need to be asking yourself. I have suspicions that you were raised by a parent or parents who didn't give you enough, which trained you that receiving crumbs is normal, and or you watched a parent accept crumbs, which trained you that's all you should accept in life. So it's important for you to uncover and resolve the real issue that's causing you to question yourself. If you don't, you're going to find yourself in another crummy relationship, no pun intended. Remember, I told you were taking crumbs, and if you don't do the work I'm describing, you'll be in a crummy relationship. So my point is, you deserve more and you deserve better, much, much better. Now, I had other questions. These were all that I could get to today, but I made a point of posting my answers also at Ask Dr. Love. So you can go to the website and look under the questions. Make sure you submit the questions through the questions tab. Don't just submit me a general contact, because then your question doesn't go into the database where I can answer it and post it. Okay. Next week, we're going to have a really famous guest on the show, Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith, the head and founder of the Agape International Spiritual Center in Los Angeles and one of the stars of the Secret movie. I really, really love him. I actually posted a couple of videos on the website. They're really fun, of me speaking live at Agape, and we had a lot of fun and a lot of laughs. So what else can I say? I love hearing you. Don't hesitate to send the questions. I'm going to do my very best to answer every single one of them. If I can't do it during the week when I have a guest on the show, then I will answer like on a week when I'm just doing questions and answers. And I will let you know when you're going to have your answer, so you're not left in the dark. All right, that's all I have for you now. Keep those cards and letters coming, and I wish you all the love in this world and beyond. See you next week.
You've been listening to Ask Dr. Love with Dr. Jamie Turndorf, brought to you by MembrasinLife.com, the #1 vaginal moisture supplement. Sign up for Dr. Jamie's newsletter at AskDrLove.com and receive her meditation audio that will guide you to open your heart and chill out during these stressful times.